Why do I need a lawyer if I have a company and we're doing stuff with the government? Because as lawyers, we can help you navigate through the maze which is the government, whether at the local, state, or federal level. What is government affairs? Government affairs is the way in which companies or individuals interact with the government. Many times those affairs may involve legal work. It may be necessary for you to show that you legally comply with the rules the government has set out for you to be able to get contracts, or for you to be able to get permitting, or for you to be able to get the government's approval and the government's ultimate help for your company or you if you need it. So in that government space, many times having advocates who are familiar with the way in which these governments work at the local, state, or federal level can help. When people talk about government, they often talk about federal regulations and rules. What are these things? Well, these are policies and procedures that the government has put out that you must adhere to or you must comply with in order to get government support or help for you or your small business. So what does that mean in practicality? What that means is there are certain things that you have to say you've done or that you can do and provide proof of those to be able to get the support from the government. There will be forms and there will be paperwork that you have to do with the government to be able to get the resources that you need. So if you're applying for a grant, if you're applying for a business loan, if you're applying for a contract to do work on behalf of the government, there are certain things that you must comply with and there are certain rules that you must follow. Those are those regulations. And so we help clients navigate through the regulations and comply with them so they can get the help or the assistance they need from the government. We help individuals and companies have compliance strategies so that they can effectively comply with what the government would request to be able to get the government assistance that they're seeking. Meaning, we help you by looking at your company to make sure that you have the licenses, that you have the infrastructure, that you have the reporting ability to be able to put it on a form and submit it to the agency which is requesting it so that you can get the assistance that you need from the government. It's many times not an easy process. Government regulations and our compliance strategies have been used for years to help companies navigate in this space. Many times, companies or individuals will need people to lobby on their behalf for regulations that they want passed or that they don't want passed. Don't let your business be affected by you not having an advocate lobby for you or you not having someone lobby or represent your interests before the government. We can do that here. What you need to make sure of is the following. One, that you have a way in which you can track legislation at the local level, the state level, or the federal level, which may affect your business. Two, after you track that legislation, you have to make sure that you have interest groups or individuals representing you to the associations or to the lawmakers that are about to pass something that could potentially impact your business. In a positive way, if you want it to be a positive, in a negative way, if you don't want it to be a negative way. So make sure that you have someone advocate for you in the space so that any law that passed will either affect you positively or not affect you at all, but definitely not negatively. And what we can do is we can make sure that we advocate for you in the space in such a way that you would not get harmed by any legislation that would be at a local, state, or federal level. As an elected official, sometimes you or your government may be faced with crisis where you'll need support. We here can help you. What is a crisis that may happen in government? Well, there may be regulations coming down that you need to effectively stop. There may be organizations that are impacting the government in a negative way, and they're doing it in such a manner that you need to immediately act. There may be citizens who need support in a way in which the government needs to move immediately. There may be an actual crisis where there needs to be coordination between local governments and nonprofits and businesses to help people who are in need. It's during these times that we can help. As a city attorney and someone who has represented elected officials in various capacities throughout the state and the nation, I can tell you that effective crisis management is necessary if you are an elected official. Crises happen. We hope they don't happen often, but when they do, you need a team of people that can help you manage through it. If you're an elected official or you represent a government and you need effective legal representation, if you're a government or an elected official and you need effective lobbying support. If you're a government or an elected official and you need effective advocacy in navigating through mazes of regulations. If you're a government or you're an elected official and you're facing a crisis, don't hesitate to give us a call.